All right, Max, let's talk about lodging. So
Okay.
what are the different types of albergues? Let's start there.
Okay. Different types of albergues. There's like the municipal ones, which
Yep.
are all run by the government.
Yep.
And they're like the official like Camino like accommodation. And then there's the donativos, which are usually like the Spanish Catholic hostels. They're like a little bit shoddy usually, and there's like a mass sometimes. In fact, mostly there's a mass.
Buen Camino. Sí. Yeah.
And there's like a mass, or there's like a Christian dinner.
Yeah.
Quite frequently the curfew's very early. Like I've stayed in a couple of donativos where the curfew's been like 9 p.m. to
9
be back
p.m.
in the hostel.
Yep.
But it's voluntary to pay. So if you're tight on money, that is the best shout, because you pay, but they're not looking at how much you're going to pay. So
Yep.
if you want to give them a couple of euros, that's totally fine.
Yeah. Provados.
Yeah, there's like the family run little pueblo hostels, which they're usually very homely. Somebody might cook you dinner.
Yeah.
They're very nice, and it's usually fairly chilled out. And they've got like usually better facilities. And then other than that, there's like there's been a couple of corporate hostels along the way, but not that many. And then there's like pensions, which are like family run hostels, but hotel rooms.
Yep.
That's about it, to be honest with you, apart from hotels.
Yeah. So
like
the last one, that's the one for all my bougie friends and people watching that.
If you're
you don't
rich,
want to be in the dorm room, you don't want to be with other people, then you'll go to the pensions or the hotels.
If
And
you've got 40 euros a night to spend on a hotel, then I'm more power to you. I would as well.
yep.
You get like your own private shower and stuff.
Albergue etiquette, right? So we
Albergue
experienced
etiquette, okay.
yesterday. We experienced some things that were a little off etiquette, but
Yeah.
what are some of the do's and don't do's for an albergue?
Okay, so I think like the biggest do for me is just like keep yourself like clean.
Yeah.
Like if you get into a hostel,
Yep.
especially if you've been doing like a day of walking, make sure you shower.
Yeah.
Like well.
First
And
thing.
if you've got like smelly clothes and stuff, like put them outside, put them out to hang or dry. Like don't be walking around with like stinky pits, like
Yeah.
stinky ass, like
Yep.
farting and burping.
Yep.
It's just bad form. I'm
Absolutely.
guilty of it. Everybody's guilty of it.
Yeah.
But as much as you can, don't do that shit, because it's
Yep.
just like everybody else is gonna think you're a dirty little pig, and it's like horrible.
One for me is to pack your bag the night before, because nothing is worse than at 5 o'clock in the morning hearing
Yeah.
somebody stumbling, or don't turn on the lights if you wake up at 5. That's
Yeah.
another one.
No, don't
Don't turn on the lights.
turn on the lights until you know the majority of people are awake. Like,
Yes.
it doesn't have to be everybody,
Yeah.
because some people are gonna sleep in, but until like the majority of people are like awake and functional,
Yep.
don't start like switching on lights and like rustling about in your bag. I would say the other one, don't take loads of time in the shower. It's the worst thing you can possibly do,
Yeah.
I swear. Other than that, don't eat late at night if you've got like packs of crisps and
Yeah.
shit. I'm definitely guilty of that.
So a lot of things are around noise, right? So don't
Yeah.
disturb other people with noise.
just don't be like that dude who's waking everybody up and like being really noisy and a bit obnoxious. Like,
Yeah.
I think other than that, it's about it. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. What else?
One thing I would talk about too, while we're talking about burgers, is they say you would generally get at most two of these things: either a good meal, a good bed,
Yeah.
or a hot shower. Like it's never,
No, you're not
it's
getting-
never
you're
all
not-
three.
You're never gonna get all three.
It's never all
probably-
three.
Okay, there's 4 things.
Yep.
They're like the elements of a hostel. There's Wi-Fi,
Yep.
a good bed, hot shower, and food.
Yep.
You are never going to find more than 2 in each albergue.
Yeah.
You are either going to get Wi-Fi and a bed,
Yep.
or you're going to get a hot shower and a bed, or you're going to get like another one. I think the rarest one is food.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
For me, I've only been like fed by the place like once or twice.
So let's talk about the pilgrim meals real quick. Like
Pilgrim meals.
what do
slap.
they consist of? How much is it? All of those questions.
I don't know. Usually, it really
12 euros is kind of the average.
Yeah, it
I've seen a
usually
lot.
varies in price from like 12 to maybe 15 euros.
Yeah.
And then more pricey.
And a few places that they included in the price of the albergue. So the albergue may be 20 euros, but it'll include food as well.
That's one to look for as well. Like
Yeah.
it might be a bit more pricey, but you get a breakfast, like it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because you're not spending like 10 quid at the supermarket.
Yep.
Instead. I would say, I don't know, the pilgrim meals.
Lots of lentils.
They vary. Yeah, lots of fucking lentils. They're pretty good. You
Yeah.
get a starter. If you're very lucky, then you get to choose what
Yeah.
you eat.
Yep.
So you might get like a menu.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just a set course, like you're gonna get this and this. And quite often they're like, they're very sporty food. Like you're gonna get protein and carbs.
Yep.
And maybe some things to like.
Take the plus side, there is one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
buffets
take the-
if
there we
is one.
go.
That's a
That's a
top
great-
tip, 'cause
great
then you
tip.
can actually decide what you're gonna eat.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's usually like ham, eggs, bread
Yep.
for like the main course, or like some variation of like, it might be fried eggs, might be boiled eggs, might be scrambled eggs. It's gonna be eggs and bread.
And also
ham.
for the drink, don't take the water. I know you're thirsty.
Don't take the
you want
water.
water, but don't
You've
take.
been drinking water all day.
And
You want-
they'll offer you 8 ounces of water
like
versus
you get like
a liter-
shot of water or
a liter,
half
half liter of wine or something else.
and the wine is always great.